The White Lotus is back on HBO, once again inspiring vacation FOMO and countless crazy murder mystery theories. Like every other season of the HBO hit, The White Lotus Season 3 opened with the reveal that someone we've met at the luxurious resort will be dead by the end of the week. 3 episodes in, and the internet is already wondering if the mass shooting is a misdirect or if one of the omnipresent monkeys might be involved. Victoria is asleep at the start of the episode, dreaming of going into the water, while her son Lachlan ominously warns of an impending tsunami. In a furious phone conversation, her husband Timothy tries to clear his name of his involvement in a money laundering conspiracy, waking her from her nightmare. Rick quickly approaches Shrutala, the hotel owner, during breakfast to compliment her on her performance at the previous evening's talent event. He claims to be a producer working on a new project and tries to accompany her to Bangkok so she may meet with the director there. Timothy's phone is ringing non-stop across the room. He excuses himself from his worried relatives and talks to his coworkers, who disclose that the FBI has now raided his workplace. When they return to their room, Saxon says he has had a ton of calls from coworkers attempting to reach Timothy and proposes that they phone in together. Timothy instructs the family to go on a digital detox and turn in their phones and laptops to the resort in an attempt to keep his son from learning about his troubles. Since Saxon is bored with the idea of spending less time on screens, he challenges himself to get his younger brother Lachlan laid by focusing on his romantic life. Rick has returned for another stress reduction session, and in spite of his initial reluctance, he quickly starts to open up, acknowledging that he has made a lot of mistakes and done a lot of bad things. When Piper goes to the local Buddhist temple outside the resort, she admits that she has been considering enrolling in their year-long program in addition to wanting to study Buddhism. Chloe is also bringing up secrecy at the hotel pool, complaining to Chelsea that Gary is guarded about his ex-wife and won't open to her. In the second season of The White Lotus, Tanya, who was eventually killed by accidental drowning, was married to Gary, then known as Greg. Greg told her that Tanya was a mental patient who killed herself by walking out into the ocean, according to Chloe, who also alleges that authorities only discovered part of her leg. When Rick approaches and says he's heading to the town, Chelsea follows him, interrupting their conversation. When Saxon notices that Chloe has been left alone, he finds a reason to visit and start a discussion. Hotel security guard Gaytok offers to serve as owner Shrutala's bodyguard after trying to repel the armed robbers in episode 2, but her team makes fun of her for being a little turkey who acts like a rooster. Rick is only interested in getting his hands on cannabis, despite Chelsea's pleas for him to start having more fun with her as she accompanies him into town. Rick invites Chelsea to a snake show across the street after getting drugs. However, it ends badly when Rick, who is intoxicated, decides to unleash the poisonous snakes from their cages, causing Chelsea to be bitten by a cobra whose venom is lethal if left untreated for 30 minutes. Fortunately, she's able to attend her double-date dinner with Rick, Chloe, and Greg that evening despite being transported to the hospital. The incident occurred the day after Chelsea was robbed at gunpoint in the hotel, and Chloe joked that she shouldn't go on a boat trip with them, the next day after having 2 near-death moments in 2 days. Jacqueline, Kate, and Lori are sharing their days with one another across the hotel. Lori is telling them about her intimate healing session with attractive resort employee Valentin. When the topic of religion comes up, Kate discloses that she has been going to church every week since she relocated to Austin, Texas. Jacqueline acknowledges that she would feel alienated and that it would be weird to be around a bunch of Texans who voted for Trump. Lori then inquires as to whether Kate is a Republican and whether she talks politics with her new neighbors. Her pals are shocked and wonder if Kate voted for Donald Trump, despite her insistence that she is an independent. Kate suggests that she has, but she quickly shifts the topic and promises to take her friends to church if they ever come to visit her in the South. Pornchai and Belinda are having supper together in the meantime. She goes over to talk to Tanya's husband Greg, who is now going by Gary after realizing that he is staying at the same resort. Gary, however, disputes that he has ever met Belinda or heard of Tanya. While Timothy has been unable to attend dinner after taking one of Victoria's medicines and fainting out, Saxon tells the family at the Ratliff table that he has secured an invitation to Gary's boat for the next day. After being informed that he must meet with General Manager Fabian to address the robbery, Gaytok is left feeling anxious outside. Back in their room, Walter calls a friend to ask for assistance with a problem and mentions that he would be in Bangkok the next day. However, Chelsea interrupts him, wondering why he let the snakes out and threatening to pursue him into the next world and beyond if he kills him. A tipsy Pornchai leads Belinda back to his room, expressing his desire that they will have wonderful dreams about one another that night, suggesting that romance is developing between them. However, Belinda returns to her room feeling apprehensive, as if she has noticed something in the shadows. It's self-defeating for a woman to vote for Trump, and Jacqueline and Lori are debriefing on their talk with Kate, saying she's crazy for doing so. They remark that individuals get more conservative the older they get, and that Kate's husband Dave always calls the shots without realizing Kate is observing them. In an attempt to fall asleep amidst the ongoing money laundering situation he's embroiled in, Timothy steals another of Victoria's tablets as the episode comes to a close.